All right, let's talk about something that has a lot of people worried. Australia's visa cancellation surge in 2025. If you're on a visa or planning to get one, pay attention because this is serious. And by serious, I mean your Australian visa could get cancelled, either while you're already on shore or at the port of entry. Now, I know immigration talk can be dry, but don't worry, I'll keep it simple. So, what's happening? The Australian government has been tightening visa rules, leading to a sharp rise in cancellations. Whether it's due to character grounds, visa breaches, or policy changes, thousands are now at risk. If you're unsure where you stand, now's the time to check your visa conditions and stay informed. Stick around. I'll break it all down for you in a way that actually makes sense. What's going on? The Australian government is cracking down on visa holders like never before, and thousands of people are seeing their visas cancelled. Why? Well, according to officials, it's all about national security, compliance, and making sure visas are being used correctly. But let's be real. It's also about tightening up immigration policies and weeding out people who don't meet the standards. And look, I get it. A country has the right to decide who stays and who goes. But the problem is, some of these cancellations are happening over minor infractions, misunderstandings, or rules that changed overnight. So who's most at risk here? 1. People with criminal records, even small ones. If you've ever had a run-in with the law, even something small, your visa could be on the chopping block. And no, I'm not just talking about hardened criminals. I mean, even minor offenses from like 5 years ago could put you in trouble. Australia has always been strict about this, but in 2025, they've turned it up a notch. And if you have any criminal history, no matter how small, you might want to talk to an immigration lawyer. 2. Temporary visa holders. Student visas, work visas, and bridging visas are all under extra scrutiny. If you're on a temporary visa and haven't followed its exact conditions, you could be at risk. Missed a class due to illness? Worked a few extra hours? Even small violations can lead to visa cancellations. It's like walking a tightrope while someone keeps shaking it. One misstep, and you're in trouble. With stricter enforcement, now's the time to double-check your visa conditions and stay compliant. Don't assume minor mistakes will go unnoticed, because the government is watching more closely than ever, and stay cautious and stay informed. 3. People on partner visas, fake or real. This visa is one of the most controversial visa categories in Australia. If you're in a relationship with an Aussie and you're on a partner visa, the government is digging deep into your relationship as they're looking for anything that smells even slightly fishy. Now, if you're genuinely in love and living together, you should be fine. But if your relationship looks weird on paper, maybe you don't have joint accounts, or you don't post about each other on social media, then they might start asking questions. And if you're in a fake relationship, forget about it, because your visa is gone faster than free food at a university event. 4. Skilled visa holders who aren't working in their field. If you came to Australia on a skilled visa, you need to actually be working in the field you were approved for. If you got a visa as an engineer but you're working as an Uber driver, that's a problem, as the government is going after people who aren't fulfilling their visa conditions. And look, I get it. Sometimes you take whatever job pays the bills, but if your visa says you need to be doing a specific job, then you need to be doing that job. Or be prepared for trouble. 5. People who lie on their visa applications. If you've ever stretched the truth, even a little on your visa application, now's the time to worry. The government is going back and checking old applications. If they find inconsistencies, maybe you said you were single but they find out you were married, or you claimed a qualification you didn't actually finish, you could be facing cancellation. They have more technology and resources now to track down these things, so if you thought you could get away with it, well, think again. 6. People with outstanding debts to the government. This one catches many people off guard, since if you owe money to the Australian government, unpaid taxes, fines, or even university fees, your visa could be cancelled. It's like the toughest debt collection strategy ever. Can't pay? They might just send you home instead. The government sees unpaid debts as a failure to meet financial obligations, which can be grounds for visa cancellation. This applies to temporary and permanent visa holders alike. So if you have outstanding debts, it's best to sort them out before they become a serious immigration issue. Stay on top of your payments to avoid trouble. 7. People on protection visas. For those on protection or refugee visas, the rules have become much stricter. If the government determines that your circumstances have changed and you no longer need protection, they can revoke your visa. This is a major issue because many people depend on these visas for safety, yet the government is now reviewing cases more aggressively than ever. Even if you've built a life in Australia, a reassessment of your home country's conditions could put your visa at risk. If you're in this situation, staying informed and seeking legal advice is crucial, as the stakes are high, and understanding your rights is more important than ever. What can you do if you're at risk? Alright, so let's say you're hearing all this and thinking, oh crap, this sounds like me. First, don't panic. You have options. 1. Get legal help. If you think your visa might be at risk, talk to an immigration lawyer and don't just Google your way through it. 2. Stay up to date on visa conditions. Make sure you're actually following all the rules of your visa. If something seems unclear, check with an expert. 3. Fix any issues. If you've got unpaid debts, sort them out. If you're not working in your field, look for opportunities to get back on track. 4. Be honest. If you made mistakes on your application, it's better to come clean before they find out. And if your visa does get cancelled, know your options. Can you appeal? Can you switch to another visa? Don't wait until it's too late. Look, I know this is a lot to take in. Immigration issues can be overwhelming, but the key is to stay informed, be prepared, and avoid getting caught off guard. If you're following the rules and keeping everything in check, you're probably fine. But if there are any gray areas in your visa status, now is the time to address them before Australia does it for you, by putting you on the next flight out. The government is cracking down harder than ever, so staying ahead of potential issues is crucial. If you're unsure about your situation, seek professional advice and make sure everything is in order. Let us know in the comments if you've heard about this visa crackdown or if you have any questions. We'll be keeping an eye on this situation and bringing you updates as things develop, so stay tuned for more. In the meantime, make sure your visa status is solid, follow the rules, and stay ahead of any potential issues. And hey, if you found this helpful, give it a like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need to hear this. Stay safe, stay legal, and I'll see you in the next one.